Hi everyone, and welcome to the June newsletter for Presence.tv. Yep, it's already June. This year is motoring right by. Next time I talk with you, we'll be on the other side of this year of 2011. So I hope that your year is going well for you. It's been a great year so far for us here at Presence. And let me say, first of all, we very much appreciate all the support that we've gotten from you. And that support comes certainly through the financial end of things in very difficult economic times for everyone. It also comes in just the communication that we receive. And I really appreciate the emails that you've sent and all the great communication that I've had with some of you as we've talked back and forth. June is another great month for us. I just had a brief meeting with Tim, who is very busy. He's going to be on his way in a few weeks to something known as the Wild Goose Festival. And that's actually a festival that started in Europe and became so very popular with tens of thousands of people attending that they've now set it up to be an event they're holding here in the United States. And Tim has a number of meetings scheduled. He's very good friends with the person who's the chairman of the project for this year's Wild Goose Festival, and we're very excited about the connections that we continue to make. And those will become more apparent and show up, and you'll see what's been going on with us as they evolve and develop over time. Oftentimes, we cannot tell you every single thing that we're doing or all the people we're talking with or the meetings that we're having. It's not usually until after the fact and we explain what's coming out of different meetings and so forth that you find out about it. But we're very busy right now. And I'm also glad to say that at this time, when you receive this newsletter, you'll also see that we have posted our next presentation on the website. And this one is a two-part presentation. Part one is just being posted now. And the presentation is Integral Theology and Structures of the Mind. And what we're doing in this is, again, an overview type material. The first three that we've posted is an overview of spiral dynamics, just to basically inform everybody, here's the way the spiral works and how we're applying it to integral theology. Well, now we're taking Structures of the Mind to say that this is how people like to talk about the human consciousness, which is where all of our thought comes from. And if there's one thing that is universal to every single person on the planet, it's that every one of us are processing millions of thoughts every day. So in that light, we have to admit that we're all the same. And certainly in integral theology, the trajectory of what we're doing is showing that we are all the same in that we are all the image of God, and that the work that's being done in Genesis through Revelation is a work of God, the above all source, to help us be aware of our true identity. And as we become aware of this true identity, we begin to change in our thinking. And as our thinking changes, so do our feelings. And not only do we change our thinking and our feelings, but that also has a direct impact on changing our choices, which is what we would call our human will. And so we're going to go into this in quite a bit of depth with this next series. And then, so that you'll know, we're going to move on to that to go back to the spiral, and we're going to look at the different levels of archaic and tribal and traditional and so forth. And we're going to look at what the thought processes are in each of those levels and understand how we can, for example, for myself, I as Doug, how do I have archaic thinking in my life? In what ways do I have warrior thinking or traditional thinking or modernistic thinking? And what are the impacts of that on the relationships that I have? Because again, at the core of everything we're doing, this is all about our relationships. It's how we can all have a better community, a better family, a better marriage. This is all relationship driven. And then we're also working on some presentations that we want to get on the website that will help use this same type framing with spiral dynamics, but more specifically about the first century as it relates to the last days, the end of space and time and what the concepts would look like through using spiral dynamics of what we have known for years as eschatology. So we're going to continue to frame and reframe eschatology. And so if you're thinking to yourself, well, I wish we had more things that I could point people to that really show how we're different in our view of God being all in all because eschatology is fulfilled and all those kinds of thoughts and concepts, those thoughts and concepts are coming. So I just wanted in this newsletter to kind of give you an update on that, let you know there are a lot of things in the works, let you know also, before I forget it, that Dad is doing considerably great progress on what became, instead of a one-part book, a four-part book. It has expanded in the material quite significantly, but the thoughts and so forth that he has in there are just fantastic. Both Dad and Tim send their greetings and their thanks for all the tremendous support. And the most exciting thing, I think, out of all of this is that you can expect a lot more interaction between all of us. Instead of feeling like you're out there on some kind of an island and that you don't have connectivity and fellowship and those kind of things, I can tell you that the aspects of community, fellowship, virtual communities, using the internet for community, the involvement of Tim and me, and even discussions with Dad and those kinds of things, these are things that are going to bloom tremendously over the next 12 months or so. They're things that we're thinking and planning about right now because we are family. You're watching me because you are part of my family, if you so choose to be that. Danae and I welcome you into our home when we send this newsletter. We want you to know that you are not alone out there and that, in fact, this community of relationship and fellowship is just at the very beginning. And that from this point forward, what you're going to experience is more fellowship, more community, and more connectedness to people that are sharing these same wonderful thoughts about how do we grow in the Spirit, how do we grow in the knowledge of God, and how do we see a more powerful framing for the biblical narrative. That's where we're all headed. So, I wish you a great June. And we'll be back to you. I don't know what the first Tuesday of July is. It may be after July the 4th. Doesn't matter. But we'll all meet up again here in the newsletter on July 4th. In the meantime, enjoy the first part of Structures of the Mind. And within a week or so, we will be posting the second presentation. So you will have 2 full presentations to take a look at this month of June at a minimum. There could be another one, but certainly we'll have 2 at a minimum. Plenty for you to digest and think about. Please feel free to keep emailing me as you have been. I love to hear from you. It doesn't matter if it's pro or con. I want to know what you like or what you don't like. Again, that's what we do in family. We communicate, we interact, and then we grow together. So, my best wishes to you. Have a great June out there. And we'll see everybody in July. God bless.